Hello everyone, Cassandra here, and welcome back to another episode of Interactive Horror Stories. In the last episode, we got the lame ending, which also is the safe ending, which is the stuff I like, for The Evil Beneath the Ground. Now, apparently this is another one with 3 endings, so let's try, shall we? Okay. You are a young university student who identifies as a goth. You are a lonely person. I'm just gonna skip maybe until like the campfire and we talk to the blonde and the raven-haired. Join the group. Oh, we could always just like not talk to them. How are you? We are fine. They neither say anything else nor... What are your names? We have boyfriends, I only ask your names. Cute. They don't like what you said, but they don't react either. They keep sipping their beers as you leave them. Okay, Explore. You stand up and wander away from the picnic. You feel the call of the dark forest, so you walk along the path into the forest. The trees are high and still green. Maybe they stay green in all seasons, but you don't know. Your field is not biology. The soil is wet and muddy. It must have rained before your group arrived at the lake. You leave boot prints in the soil as you walk. There are no clouds in the sky, full moon. And stars illuminate the forest, but that's not enough for your eyes. You turn on the flashlight of your phone. There's an app for it too. Wow, technology is great. You can't clearly see, but notice rabbits in the distance. Naturally, they run from you as they notice your presence. You begin to think that you might have gone too far away from the picnic, but there is nothing interesting in the picnic area. You somehow feel like the darkness of the forest is your friend, only friend. Should we turn back? What kind of ending would we get if we turn back? Okay, it's the same. I'll meet you guys back to that. Continue on the path. You continue on the forest path. After a few minutes, you notice footprints on the soil. They seem to belong to a human with bare, big feet. Probably a man. The prints cross the path. Follow him. Follow his route back. You decide to go to the place where he comes from. After a long walk, you find yourself at a hole. There's a lid and a long rope near it. The man clearly comes from the hole. His footprints prove it. When you hold your phone's light into the black hole, you see that there's a ladder inside the hole. You can't see the end of the hole from your position. As a curious and drunk boy, we are male, you feel a strong urge to descend. As you need to use both your hands to climb down, you put your phone into your jeans pocket, turning off the light. You start climbing down. A few seconds later, moon and stars above no longer illuminate what you see. You're in pitch black, and the ladder still continues. Finally, your feet touch the ground. You are so distant from the forest that you can't see the entrance of the hole from where you are. You carefully get on your 2 feet, and you can see nothing yet. My heart's like pounding. I don't like this. The place where you are is made of concrete. There is a long corridor in front of you. It is narrow, about 1 meter wide. It is not very high. There are only a few centimeters between your head and the ceiling of the corridor. You smell a terrible odor. It's the mixture of feces and something you can't understand. There are 3 doorless holes along the concrete corridor, making 3 rooms to discover. First room. There is an empty wooden coffin. A mirror hangs on the concrete wall. A bloody razor and a black whip stand in front of the mirror. In the mirror, you see your reflection and the terror on your face. Wait, why is it giving me the first room again? Second room. You are shocked to find a chained woman in this room. The chain is tied on her ankle. She looks in her 40s, too weak. Her bones are noticeable. She has a pale skin with lots of scars. She is on her knees. She is naked. Her body is slightly hairy, except for her... Contrasting her hairy body, her head is shaved. She stinks. Not only the smell of feces, but also it looks like she wasn't washed for years. She screams as you point the light to her. Who are you? She doesn't answer your question, but yells with despair, help me. He keeps me here. Should we try and save her? You crouch down to her tied foot. There's no way you can remove the bracelet from her ankle. You notice that her pinky toe is missing. What happened to your toe? He made me eat it. Ew! You try to leave the room, but something you don't understand happens. At the exit of the room, you hit something that wasn't visible in front of you. Yes, you saw nothing in front of you, yet you hit something. You fall onto the floor, and an invisible force carries you and repeatedly smashes your head into the wall. You hear the woman screaming as you black out. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the concrete floor in pitch darkness. By the smell, you understand that you were in the same place. Whoever is keeping you captive, he stripped you from all your clothes. You are naked and cold. There's a gag on your mouth, so you can't shout and communicate with the woman. She might be gagged too. You stand up and try to walk away, but your ankle is tied with a chain. You can walk only in a chamber with 1 meter of radius. Okay. Got it. Your foot touches a metal bucket. It's probably where he expects you to defecate. You lose all your senses of time. You wait for an immeasurable time for something to happen. You are thirsty and hungry. Sometimes you hear your phone ring, but it's in a different room. The piano melody is It's the Fear by Within Temptation, an ironic name for your situation. They probably noticed that you were missing and tried to reach you, especially your parents. They must have become mad. Of course you can't answer the call. Finally, you hear footsteps. You hear your captor coming to your room. You are unable to see anything. He takes off your gag. Apparently, he has no problem seeing in the pitch black. And you hear his voice, drink. It belongs to an old man, a dominant ordering voice. You feel the tip of a bucket on your lips. No, drink. It is water. What he is offering. You drink it, not the best water you drink. It could be taken from the lake. But you have no other choice, it seems. After you drink enough, he puts the bucket on the ground and now brings something else to your lips. Eat. You are too hungry to refuse him. You allow him to put the thing in your mouth. It's meat, but raw. You would never eat raw meat except for sushi, but now you chew it slowly. It's rabbit, he says. You swallow the meat despite how it disgusts you. After you eat all he gives you, he puts the gag on your mouth and leaves the room without saying another word. After a while, he comes back as you were laying on the floor. Stand up, he orders you. You get on your 2 feet clumsily. He grabs your body and you feel 2 sharp fangs on your neck. He starts draining your blood. Ah, vampire. And you understand the true nature of your captor. You have no idea how long you have been a prisoner here. You are mostly alone in the room, doing nothing with a gag on your mouth. He occasionally comes back to feed you and himself. Sometimes you hear loud sounds from the other room. He tortures the woman. She screams and begs him to stop, but he doesn't. You hear a whip hit the naked flesh of the woman, but for some reason he doesn't harm you, only the woman. Cypress. He's biting my feet. Why? Nope, stop. Come here. Come here. Oh, you're such a little brat. Hello. You haven't seen anything for a long time. You have no idea what he looks like. Sometimes you hear sobbing, but it doesn't belong to the woman, to the captor. He cries loudly for some reason. Some day or night, you can't figure out. He shows up and takes your gag off. I have done research about you, learned everything about you. He says your name, shocking you. We have some common points. We both like the dark. We are both outcast, lonely souls in this world of darkness. I will make you an offer only once, so make your decision wisely. I can make you an immortal like me. You will no longer be in chains. You will have a life or unlife in the dark, like you have always wanted. Or you can stay as immortal and wait for the day you will die here as my prisoner. I want to be immortal. Very well, he says. Stand up. You stand up and allow your master to embrace you. You feel his fangs on your neck once again, but this time he doesn't stop. You feel your whole body, or you feel your whole blood is getting drained. Soon you lose consciousness. You open your eyes. You find yourself lying in a wooden coffin, but this time you are able to see. There isn't any single light source in the concrete room, but you see your environment as if you were wearing night vision goggles. You are wearing your old clothes and also gloves, so you can't see your skin. You have lost your hair. It has shed. Your old hair is on the coffin's part where you put your head on, and you feel your face change too. But the most significant change is an unbearable thirst, but not for water. Welcome to a new start, my child. You hear his voice. You look around the room, but you can't see him. There are 2 coffins and a mirror in the room. They think that our kind can't be seen on the mirror. False. Take a look at yourself. You step outside the coffin and walk to the mirror. You are in terror with what you see in the mirror. You don't carry a human face anymore. Your skin has scales like a snake. Its color is a light gray. Ah, not a vampire. Almost white. Your ears are long and have pointy tips. Your eyes are red. You slowly open your mouth to see your sharp teeth. You scream, break down, and cry in despair. Then you feel his hand, claw to be exact, on your shoulder. He stands on your back. Now you are able to see his hand. It is scaled like your skin. Look at me. He orders you, and for some reason you can't disobey your master. You involuntarily look at the mirror to see the immortal entity behind you. His body is tall, naked, and has a humpback. His skin is almost white and scaled, but his face is the ugliest thing you have ever seen. It's the embodiment of evils: torture, murder, rape, and envy. Envy for everything that is pretty and fair. I will teach you everything I know. You're new and only now, Parent says with a hideous smile. Yikes! So I guess that is the thing. Anyways, yikes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't really know what to say, but maybe we can find out the very last ending and not turn into a monster. I'll see you guys then. Bye!